Do I even want to take this makeup off? Guys, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even want to take this foundation off right now because I feel like I can still go through like another 6 hours of wear. But where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So today I'm going to be sitting down to review the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Foundation. This is what the packaging looks like. It's actually pretty sleek, rose gold. We love a good packaging. This is what the foundation looks like. It's a glass bottle and the shade is underneath. I'm in the shade FS 9.0. Has a cute little heart on the top as well, which is really nice. And just overall, the packaging is just absolutely stunning. And this just looks beautiful in your makeup collection. We love good aesthetics, you know what I mean? So yeah, I did do a little bit of research on this foundation, and I saw quite a few, like, I wouldn't say extremely popular YouTubers and content creators in the US were a part of this launch. They're fairly well known. I mean, they do have like followings in the 100,000s. So yeah, I saw quite a few campaign shots. I will leave them on the screen if I can find a few on the internet. But let's go onto the website and see what this foundation is about. So I basically went under my shade, which is FS 9.0. It says Flawless Stay Foundation, more like skin, less like makeup. Formulated with soft blurring pigments, creating a comfortable medium to full coverage wear and a natural finish for oily to dry skin in a range of 24 shades. It says it's satin finish, oil-free, hydrating, long wear, lightweight formula with vitamin E. Now, that was from the Beauty Creations website. Now, if you guys are wondering where you can get this in South Africa, this is available from Dupe Factory. I will leave a link in the description bar to Dupe Factory's website, so you guys can definitely pick this up. This foundation retails for 340 Rand, if I'm not mistaken, which is really not badly priced in my opinion. It is a little bit on the high end side, but you guys will see why I already love this. I've already used this 2 or 3 times and I'm just like, it's amazing, it's stunning. I'm not even biased towards this foundation, but like the coverage, and I've just been like really reaching for this foundation because it's beautiful. So without any further ado, let's get into this review so you guys can see what it looks like for yourselves. Okay, my skin is not in the best state, but I'm going to prime one half of my face and not prime the other half of my face as I usually do in these reviews. To prime my skin, or one half of my skin rather, I'm going to use the J1 Jelly Pack Primer and just squirt out just half a pump, and I'm going to prime the right side of my face. The left side of my face is going through quite a bit right now, so we're going to see how this foundation sits on my skin with no primer. Okay, so let's move on to the foundation. Now, when you first pump it out on the back of the hand, there's quite a bit of product that comes out in one pump, but you can see that this formula is quite thick because it's pretty much left a peak on. Okay, so we're going to try to blend out this foundation with a sponge and a brush, and we're going to see what it looks like. I'm just going to dab a few dots of this foundation on the right side of my face. And we're going to try using a beauty blending sponge on the side of my face. I'm using my Switch Beauty Squish Blender. Just blending this out. So this is what the foundation looks like. I'm just going to put some on my forehead as well so we can compare both sides of the face. Okay, so this is what one half of my face looks like with this foundation. You can see this foundation pretty much covered up everything. I mean, I do have a little bit of a scab here, so we can't expect scabs to be covered, but even with the sponge, it's given me a decent amount of coverage. I mean, it does say medium to full, so I noticed like I can go in with just a little extra foundation just to cover up any like problematic areas like the sides of my mouth. But other than that, you can definitely apply this foundation with the sponge. But let's compare it with a brush. I'm just going to do the same thing, pat on a few dots. So I'm gonna go in with a flat top foundation brush and just blend this in. Just use patting motions. You can see this guy on my chin was like instantly covered up. Okay, so you guys can see just by first inspection, this side is the sponge side, this side is the brush side. You can see, well, I can see in the viewfinder and in person that the side has a lot more of a fuller coverage. It definitely is more of a medium to full coverage though. I wouldn't say it's medium coverage because this side is definitely like a medium to full coverage. So I'm going to use whatever's left on the back of my hand and just sort of even out the coverage. I would say you only need one pump of this foundation to cover your entire face, so a little goes a really long way. Okay, so my first impressions of this foundation is that you can definitely apply this with a sponge as well as a brush. Obviously with the sponge, you got a little bit of product wastage because it will seep into the sponge, but you'll still be able to achieve a full coverage with the sponge as well as a brush with this foundation, which is really nice because everybody loves sponges and not everybody loves brushes to apply their foundation. So as you guys can see, it is like a satin skin finish. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead off of camera, finish off the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. But for time purposes, the time right now is 9 minutes past 12, and we are going to do a wear test to see how long this foundation lasts and how it tends to wear throughout the day. Okay guys, so this is what the finished makeup look looks like. I just applied concealer and the rest of my makeup off of camera. I did lightly bake under the eye area and down the center of the face as I usually do. As you guys know, I usually don't apply setting spray onto my face whenever I'm doing foundation reviews because I don't really want the setting spray to interfere with the wearability or affect whatever the foundation has going on, okay? So I will say if I compare the primed side with the non-primed side right now, I would say there's not much of a difference that I can actually notice right now. So can you wear this foundation without a primer? On first impression, yes you can. The coverage of this foundation is just beautiful. You can see my little pimple mark right here just got covered up instantly. The foundation has not slipped or slide off of this area, and you guys know I don't set this area of my face generally because I don't feel like it needs to be set. And yeah, the foundation is looking pretty good so far. I'm just gonna touch this area of my face. So I wouldn't say it's transferring necessarily. It does feel a little bit sticky because obviously this foundation dries down to a satin finish. I don't expect it to dry down powdery to the touch. But I'm still not going to set it because I just don't like setting the areas where I feel like I don't need to set. And I guess we'll see throughout the day if it moves or if it does anything crazy. And yeah. Okay, so the time right now is 12:52, as you guys can see. So I'm going to wear this foundation for the next however many hours I can keep this makeup on for, and we'll see how this foundation wears throughout the day. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next check-in. Okay everyone, check-in time. The time right now is currently 22 minutes past 4, so we've had this foundation on for just over 4 hours at this point, and this is what the makeup looks like. Nothing has settled into my smile lines just yet. Everything is looking pretty snatched. It is quite cold today, but I have been keeping warm. So yeah, this is what you can see. Like, is this shine? Yeah, a little bit of my oils are coming through, but it's not too bad. Nothing on the forehead. So yeah, this is what the foundation looks like at the 4-hour mark. I will see you guys in the next couple of hours. Hi everyone, so I am back. The time right now is, let's see, 19 minutes past 8, and I've had this foundation on for over 8 hours at this point, and you guys can see it's still looking pretty good. Like, the smile lines don't even look that crazy at the moment. I mean, I am shiny in the center of my face, more so like around the nose area than anything else, and a little bit on the forehead. It's not too crazy on the forehead. Now remember, this is available from Dupe Factory online and in store, and also remember that if you are a makeup artist, you guys can receive discounts if you purchase, I think it's 12 or more foundations for your kit. You can get a discounted rate from Dupe Factory. If you guys want to know more, DM Dupe Factory if you guys are professional makeup artists. And yeah, I have to say I really love this foundation. I definitely do enjoy it as well. Would I consider putting this into my professional makeup kit? 100%. I feel like this is one of those foundations that are just going to work on so many skin types. It is a beautiful satin finish. It is full coverage. The color is just absolutely amazing. I really love when foundations come out with really amazing undertones. Like, this is just such a beautiful undertone, matches my complexion really well, and yeah. Okay, so my overall thoughts about this foundation. Now today I didn't really heavily bake my face because I thought it's cold today, I don't need to heavily bake. But I will say there's just ever so slightly a light oiliness that's coming through the foundation from my own skin. And I will say that I've previously used this foundation no matter the weather, and I've baked heavier, and I would say it definitely held up the oil a lot better. So if you have oily skin, there's nothing baking won't fix when you have oily skin. And overall, I will say this is a really decent foundation. I don't have anything bad to say about it, honestly. The coverage is impeccable. It applies with a brush and a sponge. I mean, there's really no difference between the primed side and the non-primed side. Would I say you need to use a mattifying primer if you do have oily skin for just in case? Yes, you do, because you just need something extra. Like, our skin and oil is just, our skin's like a natural oil producing machine. So you gotta put your primers down to just make sure you prevent that oil from coming through too much. And yeah, overall, this is definitely going to be one of my go-to foundations for like when I'm going to events, when I'm going to functions. Like, this is one of those foundations that is really up there for me. And I mean, it lasts a really decent amount of time. It's still looking amazing. It has not rubbed off in this area of my face, and I did not set it with any powders or anything of that sort. So that is it for my final thoughts of this Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Foundation. This is such a good foundation, you guys, and I mean, it speaks for itself. This is 8 hours of wear. It's still looking pretty good, pretty flawless. And usually I expect foundations to kind of break down in this area because I'm always wiping my nose and whatever, but it didn't do that at all. It doesn't affect the wearability of my concealers. If anything, it's very complementary to any of the concealers I've used with this foundation. And overall, it's just a beautiful foundation. Point blank, period. So that is it for this video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. Comment down below. Let me know what is your current go-to foundation. I would be keen to find out. Also, let me know, have you heard of this Beauty Creations foundation before? Because at Beauty Revolution, when I was at the Dupe Factory stand, that is the first time I actually heard of this foundation. And then when I did some digging up, that's when I saw more videos and more reviews. And I actually didn't watch any of the other reviews, so I'm going to go ahead and watch them now to see what everybody else's thoughts are about them, because I didn't want to be biased at all or have like a predisposed idea of this. Is it a predisposed or like a preconceived idea of this foundation. So that is it for me. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.